Okay, so when I say NFT, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably, pixelated apes, crazy prices, all that market hype, right? But what if I told you that same technology could actually be a massive force for social good? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly how that's possible.
Let's get real for a second. We all know how tough it is for youth organizations, right? Especially in communities that could use the most support. They're doing absolutely vital work, but they always run into the same brick wall: money. Fundraising. I mean, think about it. Endless grant applications, bake sales. It's a grind. It takes forever, doesn't reach that many people, and honestly, it doesn't even use the digital skills these young people already have.
But what if we could flip that script? Just imagine for a second. A young artist from one of those very programs creates one piece of digital art. Just one. And the money from that single sale could fund their entire summer camp. I know it sounds a little like sci-fi, but that is the exact possibility we're going to unpack today.
All right, so to really get how this works, we've got to look past all the noise, past the crazy headlines. We're going to forget the hype for a minute and really focus on what the technology can do, the utility, not just the speculation.
So you can really think of the NFT world as having two different sides. On one hand, you've got what everyone hears about, pure speculation, people flipping stuff for a quick buck. But on the other hand, there's this whole other movement, something people are starting to call philanthropy 3.0. And this is all about story, about community, and, this is key, about being able to prove you're making a social impact. And that's exactly where we're going to spend our time today.
Okay, let's break it down. What even is an NFT? At its very core, it's just a unique digital certificate of ownership. That's it. Here's a simple way to think about it. Anybody can buy a print of the Mona Lisa, right? But only the Louvre has the one true original. An NFT is basically the proof that you own the original version of a digital thing. And all of this proof, it's locked in on something called a blockchain. You can just picture it as a giant public filing cabinet that's totally transparent and can't be changed, ever. Anyone can look inside.
So, how does this tech create a totally new way of giving? Well, it's about so much more than just donating. It's really about building this direct, super transparent, and ongoing connection between a cause and the people who support it. It kind of changes the whole mindset for the donor, you know? You're not just giving money away anymore. You're becoming a patron. You actually own a piece of the story.
And this is where it gets really powerful. There are three huge, game-changing advantages here. First up, global reach. All of a sudden, anyone, anywhere in the world with an internet connection can support a small local youth group. That's huge. Second, you get total transparency. Remember that public filing cabinet we mentioned? Every single transaction is on there. Donors can literally follow the money and see exactly where it's going. Talk about building trust. And third, and this part is it's kind of magic. You get perpetual funding through automatic royalties. So if a supporter decides to sell their NFT down the road, a piece of that sale automatically kicks back to the original charity. It's a funding stream that just keeps on giving.
And the scale of this, wow. We're talking about massive potential. The NFT market is projected to hit nearly $49 billion by the end of 2025. So let's be clear, this isn't just some niche hobby anymore. This is a fast-growing digital economy. It's a brand new pool of money just waiting for good causes to tap into.
Okay, so this all sounds great on paper, right? But what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's dive into a case study. We're going to look at a platform called SINFT, which, you guessed it, stands for Social Impact NFTs.
So what's SINFT all about? Well, their mission is simple, but also incredibly bold. They want to be the GoFundMe of the crypto world. That's their goal. They've essentially built this really easy-to-use platform that gets rid of all the complicated tech stuff, so young creators can just focus on turning their stories and their art into real fundraising campaigns.
And the whole point here is making it simple. It's a super straightforward four-step process for a creator. First, you define your cause, you tell your story. Step 2, you create the art. You can upload your own, or they even have an AI generator you can use. Then, step 3, with just a couple of clicks, you mint the collection. That's just a fancy word for officially putting it on the blockchain, creating that permanent proof. And finally, boom, the platform automatically creates a campaign page for you that you can share with the world. It's ready to go.
Now, the team behind SINFT was really smart about the tech they used. They decided to build on the Solana blockchain. And there are three really good reasons for that. One, it's super fast, like transactions happen in seconds. 2, it's eco-friendly. It uses way less energy than some of the other big blockchains out there. And 3, and this is a big one, it's cheap. The fees to create an NFT are usually less than €1. That makes it accessible to absolutely everyone.
So when you start to put all these pieces together, you can really see a new picture emerging, right? A powerful vision for what fundraising could look like. One that's more open, more honest, and way more engaging than anything we've had before.
And make no mistake, this isn't some flash in the pan. The number of people actually using and holding NFTs is growing, and it's growing steadily. We're looking at a projection of over 11.5 million users by 2025. What that tells us is there's this growing community of potential supporters out there, people who get this digital world and are actively looking for meaningful projects to get behind.
And really, it all comes back to that big idea we talked about. The goal here isn't to just build another marketplace. It's to become the trusted go-to platform where creativity, technology, and social good all come together. It's about creating a whole new type of asset, one where its value is tied directly to social impact you can actually prove. Because the proof of where every penny went is right there, on the blockchain for the whole world to see. So, I guess I'll just leave you with this one thought. If you had these tools, if you could turn a story into an engine for change that funds itself, what cause would you want to bring to life? Because the technology is already here. All that potential is just sitting there, waiting for people like you to unlock it.